In this video, we'll install the Chinese $1 eBay amplifier module. There are amp boards made specifically for Game Boy modding, but I don't see the need to pay 10 times as much for something effectively identical. This board is slightly larger than some of the dedicated Game Boy amps, but it still fits quite well without any shell cutting or modification. So let's get started. This board is a 2-channel Class D amp that is quoted at 3 watts at 5 volts. 3 watts is quite a lot for the Game Boy to produce, so we'll instead power it from the battery supply before the regulator. This prevents the Game Boy resetting on high volume levels, though it does make it a little quieter. So I'll start with the Game Boy. Remove the 6 screws and lift the back off. Take out the switch so you don't lose it. Open the ribbon connector and undo the 3 Phillips screws. There are a few places to put this. You can fit it directly on top of the speaker. I like to keep that spot empty for the brightness controller, so we'll put it just here instead. It does mean the shell can't close perfectly, but you can't really notice it unless you look for it. We'll start with the soldering. To make this mod easier, we'll start by tinning the contacts on the amp. So we'll need the 5 volt supply, the right channel audio input, and the right channel audio output. Now we'll attach some wires. Start with the power. So positive and negative. The audio out. And the audio in. We'll remove the original speaker. And repair the shell. How you install it's really up to you. You can use double-sided tape, hot glue. This is just a demo, so I'll just throw it in loosely. We'll place it in there. I'll have the audio wires for the speaker coming out that way, and the power and input over there. We'll reinstall the board. And secure it with a few screws. Oh, before that, we'll put the speaker in. We'll take off the old wires. Put that in there. And put a few screws in. Now if we look at the board here, we know that the first wire is negative, second wire is positive, and the third wire is audio in. So we'll start with the audio in. The upper of the two speaker pads, we'll tin that. and then add the audio in wire. Then the negative. The negative is this pad here, this pin. And then the positive. The positive will use the battery supply, which is the first pin up here. Sorry about the hands in the way. Now we'll run the speaker wires over to the speaker. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Now you'd normally neaten all this up, shorten the wires, tape them down, but for this video, we don't need to. Make sure this door is closed for the ribbon. Add in the switch. And pop it back on. So it closes up fairly well. There is a slight gap there compared to the other side. I'll throw a few screws in. Just the corner force should do, I think. Add some batteries. And a game. And see how we go. Okay, so we've changed out the amp with another one, and it's still doing this clicking thing. I'm fairly sure it's a switch, and to find out if it is, we'll remove this. And then we'll connect it straight to the battery supply. Get it connected. There. That sounds much better. So let's see what's wrong. To clean the switch, we need to remove the metal cover. So we'll get our tweezers out. Add a bit of solder here to make it just a bit easier. And the other side. This one's a bit tricky. They're usually a lot easier. Alright, we'll try the other side. Oop. Just 1 second. Much better. Okay. Where's Where's my fine tweezers? There they are. So we'll try hook it under the pad. Whoop. There we go, and there's the switch. And the other side. Should be easy now. There we go. So we'll get a cotton tip with some methylated spirits or isopropyl alcohol and give it a good clean in there. And the little metal contacts, give them a bit of a clean too. And then reinstall. And we'll see how that went. So we'll put this wire back on. Zoom out. That seems much better. Well, that was interesting. It didn't quite go to plan, but we got there in the end. I might do another video in the future about the switch and noise cancelling, but I think we'll leave it at that for now.